What's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Welcome to the Sunday Blues panel. Today, I have my man CJ. I met CJ from the Spaces on Twitter. Such an
Yes,
interesting
sir.
fan, man. Very calm and always very positive. I think CJ was the one who gave positivity to people when there was a point where everybody broke down and people were pissed off. And I was impressed by how CJ kept his cool and still supported the team at the point when everything was done.
Yeah,
Everybody came back and said thank you for that. So CJ, welcome to the program, man. I do this every Sunday. I started it 2 weeks ago, and I say, you know what, I'm not gonna be missing this one. So every Sunday at different times, when I come off work or when I'm free, I always do Sunday Blues panel, and we discuss a few things that have happened during the week for Man City. So welcome to the show, man.
yeah. That's cool, man. I appreciate you, bro, for bringing me in. To also have, my opinion, to be part, to your platform. I appreciate that, bro. And
No,
yeah,
it's
man, I'm
cool.
looking forward to actually, us talking about, everything. But I'm not always a positive guy, man. Trust me, I'm realistic sometimes.
Nah. Fair play to you, though, man. Fair play to you. Okay, so guys, the topics for today. The first topic is going to be the Brentford versus Man City. Brentford beat Man City 2-1. And that was Saturday. It was a 12:30 kick off. And that leaves us second in the table. Newcastle are 2 points behind us, I believe, but we've got a game in hand. And then Arsenal 5 points in front of us. I don't know if we have also a game in hand on Arsenal. I'll check that in a few minutes. We're gonna check the table in a few minutes and explain the table.
Yeah,
How also we're also gonna talk about how we're gonna feel when we come back. What sort of games we're going to play when we come back. So the second topic is
yeah,
going to be Pep Guardiola's contract. There's rumors that Pep might sign the contract and extend. So we'll see if that goes. So I'll see the opinion of the panel. Hamza's just joined us, so we're gonna see the opinion of the panel. What they think about the contract. How long do they want Pep to be at the club? If we want to build a dynasty like Man United, we want to keep him there, or do people feel that maybe a manager staying at the club, you end up becoming stale like Wenger? So we'll talk about that. Then the third topic is going to be transfer window, January transfer window. What are we gonna think as a panel? Do we think in January we should go into the transfer window, and buy a few players, or do we go the route that Pep has said that we don't need any players, we're good? So Hamza, welcome. Let's just test your mic, Hamza. Are you with us? Oh, Hamza will be right back. So Hamza will be right back.
yeah.
Hamza will be right
No,
back.
I'm,
So
I'm
Hamza will
here
be
now.
right.
Can you guys hear me?
Good man, good man. Welcome, Hamza.
How
So,
was
Yo,
everyone?
Hamza, my guy.
uh,
My bro. How's everyone? Everyone all right?
yeah, I went in one of your spaces. I was at work and I was like, oh my god, Hamza has lost it.
Oh, bro. You know what it is?
I
I,
understood. That's why I wrote you the message. I was like, man, I understand because I didn't watch the game as much as people because I was at work. So
yeah.
everybody who watched the game, I was the only one in the group. These are the Man City group we have. It was only me saying, "Come down," because people
Yeah,
were
it was only
fuming.
you.
And then when I watched
Yeah,
the game this morning, I was like, "Oh my god, I understand why people are fuming." But anyway, my time is gone. So go ahead.
I was just gonna say, bro, thank you. I was just gonna say, everyone like, subscribe, share on
Yeah.
Patrick's channel, share this out. And if you're a City fan, you're a citizen yourself, or even any other football fans, you're free to speak. But I was just gonna quickly say, on the game, I, I mean, all of us expected, 3 points. We're at home. It's against Brentford. You look at the fixture. We're like, yeah, we can get 3 points. It will be
Yeah.
tough. It might be tough, or it might either go our way or it won't go our way. But we will get the 3 points. We were very slow in transition. We were too slow. That midfield was very slow. Everyone was just, I don't know. Everyone was just sluggish. Like all the players were like to me when I was watching them, it's like, do they even want to play? They look tired, they look lethargic, they look lazy. Like they're all taking ages to pass the ball. They're I don't know why we started Bernardo Silva on the wing as well. I don't understand this because he's a world class number 8, and
Yeah.
we're putting him on the wing. Why? Grealish has been good for us. He's on form. I think we should have started Grealish. Okay, Foden hasn't had, I think, 3 or 4 starts. The last 3 or 4 games, he
Yeah,
hasn't
yeah. He's
started.
been all yeah,
So,
4 games. You didn't start, I think 4 games.
yeah, so that's fair enough. I can understand him starting. And also,
Hmm.
he's a good player as well. So, obviously, he can get away with starting. But why don't you just put him on the other side and put Grealish on the left?
Mm.
And then with Stones at right back and Cancelo left back. For this game, you could have put Cancelo at right back. We could have got away with it. I know he's
Mm.
a better left back. We all know this. He's a much
Yeah,
miles better left back.
he's very good. He's very good. He's been doing well for us. Yeah.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's a better left back than a right back. But for this game, I think Sergio Gomez deserves to start this game. I think every time he's played well.
Yeah.
I think Pep should have just gambled it and put Gomez at left back, Cancelo at right back. Because let's be honest, John Stones cannot play right back. He can't. I
Yeah,
don't think
I
he can.
had,
He struggles there. You can
Hamza,
tell.
I had like, the same concerns with Stones as well, brother,
Yeah,
because even though like he's more calm, he's sometimes he drifts in the midfield to actually, support them as well. It's just that for me, it's his pace sometimes. I feel like he won't be able to
yeah,
cope
he's
when
slow,
he's
bro.
actually, and I think Akanji actually deserves, sometimes to actually play on the right rather than Stones. But you are
Yeah,
raising
hundred
good
percent.
points, bro. And the fact that Grealish, like it's this crazy stat that I have about Grealish right now is that in every game that Grealish has played, with us, we've never lost a game. That's that's crazy to me. That's
That's crazy.
man, like that Brentford game. I really don't know, man.
Nothing
But
went
a
our
lot
way.
of things did nothing, bro. Literally
Do you know?
nothing.
Do you know when I watched the match though? So just so sorry for cutting. When I watched the match today, I sort of knew what was happening. I sort of saw what was going to happen. What I mean by that is, when that game started, the Brentford game, you saw Brentford were in for a fight. They came for a fight. I don't know if you noticed that. Within few minutes, right? Within few minutes, you noticed that they were all over City, and they had a tactic. That tactic was hoof it in front. Tony heads it, and another guy runs in behind. I don't know if you guys saw that, because
Yeah,
there
I
was
saw that.
three incidents where they did that just within the first 5 minutes. So your
Yeah,
man seems like he had a tactic, and that tactic was working. But what I can say is, I understand a lot of City fans' anger. It's because every time I think they see a lineup and the lineup is in a certain way, everybody predicts that this is going to be a long day. And surprisingly enough, it looks like it's going to be a long day. I think majority of people are like, you know what? They're like, oh, look at Bernardo Silva. He is better in midfield and he gives us legs. And then when you play a team like Brentford that has got a lot of physical players, physical and who can run, because Brentford can run. That's how they always beat other teams. It's because
Yeah,
they're
that's true.
athletes. You know what I mean? So I think that's where people are like, you know what, this is not working. But I think for me personally, and I'm just gonna say this is, I think we lost. I think we that second goal. If you watch it properly, because I watched it again and again, I reviewed it. Do you know how he removed Cancelo out of the game? Right? Have you noticed CJ and
Yeah,
Hamza? The counter went to the left. They knew that there's no one because Cancelo is fast, but not as fast as Walker. But he's fast. But he stays there every time when there's when we're doing a corner or set piece. Cancelo stays at the left, ready for counters. It's him. That's why he sort of messed up in the game of Liverpool. It's because it's him who's the last one. That's why he's always the last one at the end. So if you can see,
yeah,
they went to the left because they knew there was nobody that side, and we removed Cancelo, and then that's when they crossed and scored. But obviously that can happen. But I'm just
yeah,
saying, I think during that subs, Cancelo should have been left. You know why? Because Cancelo creates for City. He's a creator. I think the guy who things were not working out for him in that game was Gundogan. I don't know if you agree. I think if it was up to me, I would put Bernardo
yeah.
Silva down the middle, bring in Alvarez early, not at the 87th minute. I don't understand. See, I was confused.
Yeah,
I was
man. Pep
lost. I was
has
like,
this tendency. Has this tendency when we're struggling in a game, he doesn't want to make immediate changes. And it's not the first time that he's actually done that. He did that against Liverpool when we were losing. He brought in Alvarez very late on. I really don't understand how you expect him to make an impact in the game when you're just giving him like few minutes to actually do that. And you're right, bro. Cancelo he's getting exposed. Cancelo, he's good offensively, but when it comes to his defensive work, he's really, really getting exposed. And teams are starting to see that. But we've also got to give respect to Brentford. Because one of the tactics that they actually used against us to better us, like for instance, that Ivan Tony first goal. What they did is that they saw that Man City is not good.
in the
Um,
air. Yeah.
yes, exactly, in the air, and they literally exposed that. I thought like Pep was gonna actually notice that during the halftime and try to do something about it. But I think Pep didn't do enough as well to actually remedy the situation. He could have done better to analyze the game, make just tweak a few things. Just like Hamza said, Bernardo Silva sometimes he is effective in the midfield because he has that work rate. And I think at times just give Phil Foden that right wing position as well, and just start Grealish sometimes. But I'm really starting to doubt Cancelo. I've been defending the guy for quite a while now. I'm still defending him, but hey man, he's raising some big questions right now because
Yeah, he is.
I'm worried about him.
Do you know why though? Do you know why? This is just me. Oh, by the way, guys who are watching, some even guys who are watching us. This is not a slander of any player. It's not even a slander of Pep. We're just talking as fans, talking what we saw in the game.
Oh,
Don't
I hope I
let's
didn't say anything
please,
wrong.
please. I know. Let the Pep police not find us. We are in support of the manager. He's the best manager ever, guys. We're not slandering anybody. We're just talking of what we saw in the game, what we thought of the
Yeah,
game. So calm down, calm down. Ashley says, no, come on, Ashley. Nah, Guardiola, he's the no. I think let's not let's not go that road. By the way, no, let's calm down for a minute. Sean says, hi, all
he's
hopes
not a
everyone.
fan right now. He's
I
saying
know,
Arsenal after
I
19
know.
years.
Like look, I
Yeah,
respect. That's the reason why I say my channel, there's opinions are respected. Look, if that's how you feel, it's how you feel, but I'm not with you on that one. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're doing well, Sean. Guardiola out tackle curious. He lost the, no, he hasn't lost the dressing room. It was just he was the tactics for Brentford were better than he has. It happens for every manager. It happens. Hi guys, how you doing, man? Annette, how you doing? Big up, Patrick, and good to see you, Hamza. Hamza. Sean says good to see you. Hope you're doing well, Sean. Big up, Daniel. Grish has hunger to play. That's true. I think Guardiola wants a new contract. That's why he's doing bad decisions. That's Martin. Do you read that?
that's a good take. That's a
That's a
good
good
take.
take. That's a good take. No manager is perfect, but no manager is better than Pep. Yes, I get it. No manager is perfect. I think when we are talking about these things, guys, by the way, nobody's slandering the manager. No one is slandering the players. We're just analyzing what we saw in the game, saying only the game, not in general. We know that you lose some, you win
Yeah,
some. We understand. We're just analyzing. That's
yeah,
the reason why we're
definitely.
talking here.
You know, I'll always side with Pep, bro. Like, trust me, man. That guy has brought so much success in Man City and has given me great memories at Man City. Like, I'll never turn my back on that guy. In terms of my perspective, where I'm coming at, it's just that it's that one particular game. With Brentford, we're just highlighting in terms of what's went wrong in that game. We're not like assassinating his character or anything like that. But I'm happy with Pep. He's brought us a long way. The type of success that we've had at City is unexpected, and we're actually happy as City fans because we didn't anticipate this type of success that he has brought for us. And with the team selection that he actually had against Brentford, I think to actually defend him on this case, I think he did choose well. It's just that when the game went on, I think maybe only then you should have noticed. Then, okay, maybe there are certain changes that I could make. Is he wanted to stick with the players that he had because he still had belief in them. And to be fair, though, it's not a blame like to Pep. I think some of the players were just not there on the day because Gundo was
Yeah,
missing, a few chances.
some fans say I don't know. I don't want to jump on that board. Some fans say because of the World Cup, some of them look like. Do you know what I didn't like though? This is just me as a fan. I just didn't like the way they started going down for pens. Like I get it, but
Yeah.
some of the stuff looked comic. I was laughing.
But
I
wait,
was
wait,
laughing.
wait. They had a point though, like
I know the
the
two,
players. Like to be fair,
the Bruyne one.
there were
Yes,
controversial
maybe.
calls there.
Yeah,
There were controversial calls there.
I know the handball is very controversial. Martin, is your mic working?
Yeah. It's working,
Yeah,
mate. I only
yeah.
go on
So
mute so I don't interrupt anyone. That's all.
no. Go ahead. So Martin, welcome, and Don't Smoke, welcome. Martin, what did you think of the game after you've settled? I'm pretty sure you were at the stadium yourself.
Yeah. I'm still gobsmacked at some of these fans who want Pep out and blah blah blah. It's anyway. We'll digress and move on. Yesterday, I watched it again. I've thought about it. Even within the state, I only put about 20% of that on Pep yesterday.
Yeah.
That team was good enough to beat Brentford. It really was.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Them players, apart from Edison and in parts Laporte, they didn't try. They didn't bother.
Big up to Edison. Maybe Ortega's performance sort of because that's the Edison we've been missing for so long. Like, big up to
That's
him.
the Edison. That's the Edison we've had for a few weeks, to be fair. But people haven't noticed it. They just want to. Some fans just want to hate at the moment. For me, a lot of them players need to have a look in the mirror this morning, a serious look in the mirror, because they didn't bother. There's not a lot of them came off with sweat on the shirts yesterday. There's things, he could have changed, Foden to the right, Bernardo into the middle, Gundogan off, Grealish on. There wasn't a lot more you could have done for the same. I mean, they just didn't try. Kevin De Bruyne wasn't interested. Haaland even didn't look interested yesterday. We were saying it in the stadium. All of them were at the World Cup. You could just tell they were there. They were already on the plane.
Did you notice one thing? Somebody did a video analysis. He says, I think Haaland went like, F it. You guys seem like you're not interested, and I'll stop jumping around. Because he was jumping around. In the first minutes, he was fighting, jumping around, and being aggressive. Then he saw nothing is coming to me, and none of this seemed... Because he was shouting. At the point in time, he was pointing and shouting, saying, here, like that. So I think somebody was like, I was doing a video analysis, said it's as if he looked at the guys and said, I think they're not bothered. Then what am I supposed to do now? You know what I mean?
That's how it was.
Yeah,
that's how it was in the stadium, Pat. They just didn't care. They stopped. And the scary thing is, I mean, listen, it's one game. There's still 72 points to play for. Anyone who thinks City are going to get 105 points are living in dream world. They're living in dream world. We lost games in the Centurion season. We will lose games. It's not a computer game. It's not FIFA.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, things will change. But this is why I don't put a lot on Pep. Alvarez wasn't the right guy to bring on, because even he not against 6'4" big guys who were just going to load up.
Yeah,
Alvarez could do nothing yesterday. Nothing. The interesting little stat that I've seen that nobody else has actually mentioned here. Not just any City fan anywhere has ever mentioned it. Out of all the games that we dropped points on, Jack Grealish has played 0 minutes. Jack Grealish.
I think CJ Hamza mentioned that.
I actually just mentioned that before you came in, Martin.
Everyone says that it's goals and assists. Goals and assists are not for Grealish. What Grealish brings is control. Calms it all down,
That's
brings
true.
control. Yes, and when we've not had Grealish, we've lost control. That's what he brings. So I don't want to keep hearing this Grealish goals, assist stuff. That isn't him. His game is different. But Pep, for me, 20%. But the players, they need a long, hard look at themselves yesterday. Majorly so, because they didn't turn up. They didn't care. And I've never said that in about 3 or 4 years on any City game I've been at. But yesterday, they just down tools. They down tools. And they were already at the World Cup. And that's what really bothered me. I hate this World Cup. Hate it. Because I kind of knew yesterday that was going to happen. I went in thinking they're going to do this. But let's see, it's one game. It is one game. Let's not panic just because Arsenal... Listen, we've been further behind. City don't come good till about February. But that's been, let's be honest, all honesty here, that's been on the card since Anfield.
Wait a minute.
It's been on the card since Anfield.
Do you think like we lose games? Look, we lost games, and people don't get us wrong. We're just talking. As I said, it's a discussion. We have Mel with us for the first time. Guys, if you're on the channel with us, make sure you switch off a stream. If you're watching a stream, switch it off. It's gonna echo. So as Martin is saying, it's just something he saw. We've lost games, but I think everybody's just a bit pissed off because it was our last game. We're going to see them to play for a long, long time. And also, it looked like we were tired, yet we've rested for a while before this game came on. So it's just that there's a lot of things going on. But as fans, obviously, we're allowed to speak on it. Okay, so let me just see what people are saying in the comments. Daddy Factor says Pep has blood on his hands, allowing Arsenal to be top of the league till Christmas. Newcastle has more balanced team and cohesion than City. No Euro football. Newcastle could be the challengers to Arsenal. That's a joke. I will laugh at that later. City still have to play Spurs, Arsenal. Not too sure if City will win both. I will see, Sam. I'll see. I heard people calling Cancelo and De Bruyne cheats. All these things for diving. FIFA streamed the France versus Brazil 2006 game today. I watched it, and R9 dived to win a free kick. The best did it. Everybody does it, to be honest. Let's not lie. Brentford just had a good game plan. That's a good comment.
Yeah.
That's a good comment. A lot of
Yeah,
people
that's
don't want to accept that. So there's another comment here. Grealish has to get more credit. It's not about GA. It's about getting the 3 points. If playing Grealish means we win more than he has to start. Grealish has
yeah,
started
that's a
10
good
games. We've
point.
won 10 games. Grealish hasn't started 2 games. We've lost 2 games, which is very, very exciting. So, Mel, are you with us? Let's test your mic first, Mel. How are you doing? Is Mel B Man City with us? Okay, Don't Smoke. Welcome to the show, man. Don't Smoke. What do you think of yesterday's game?
The game was
I'm
crap.
doing very good, thanks, mate. How are you doing, Patrick?
Oh,
Yeah.
Mel is with us. Yeah, Mel. I can't hear you. You're a bit low.
Yo, I see you, Hamza, there, man, with your Man City hoodie, bro.
I love this hoodie. It's
Sorry
nice
about
and
that.
warm. It's cold, man.
I can change to my headphones if you like.
Yeah,
Change your
headphones would be
headphones.
better. And if
That'd
you've
be
got any
a lot better.
TV behind, just make sure you switch it off.
You know,
He's probably
Patrick, you know
watching a
what I love
nice
about your
program,
platform,
Patrick.
bro,
What?
is the
You're
fact
making.
that a lot.
Go on.
Oh yeah, you can go, Hamza, bro. My bad.
No, bro. I was just saying to Patrick, why are you telling him to turn the TV off? He might be watching a nice show. He might be on the last
Nah,
episode.
because if the TV is in the background, no, this is what happens, Hamza. When there's a TV in the background and they catch
I
it on
know.
YouTube, they send you a
Yeah.
strike. Even the smallest slight TV thing, as soon as they
It's
catch it,
because
it's
it's a
a strike.
copyright thing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a copyright thing. Yeah, so that's the
Yeah.
reason why I was telling them to. So yeah, go ahead, CJ.
Yeah, go on,
Then we can
CJ,
go
go
to
ahead.
Don't Smoke.
Yeah, I was saying that, what I love about your show is that there will be, like, obviously Man City fans out there who are just going to react to the results and just say some outlandish things. What I love about your show is that you give us, as City fans, a space to actually, be the voice of reason, dissect what actually happened and actually move on from that. And it's obviously there'll be people who are just going to exaggerate things just because, we lost, but it's part of the game, you know. And yeah, that's what I appreciate the most about the show. And I thank you, for having me in this show, to also contribute, with my own opinion. But yeah, I just think this is very important because there'll be a lot of people who just be exaggerating, things, about City, saying that we should sell Edison,
Sell him
like
to.
like Grealish is
Okay.
not scoring enough goals or assists, even though it's a fair criticism. But we all know Grealish, he's not a numbers guy. He offers more than
He's
that.
never been.
So
That's why people. If somebody knows ball, he's
yeah,
never been. So
He's a
when they were buying him,
control guy.
yeah. Thank you very much,
yeah,
like Martin. That's why Martin. At the end of the day, you know when somebody is making all these disagreements or making these stories, you know that this guy doesn't know ball. That means they've never watched him because all of a sudden, just because he comes to City for 100 million, he has to start scoring 20. Where is he gonna come from? But City bought him for a reason. Thank you,
Thing is,
CJ, man.
Pat,
Go ahead.
sorry to jump in, I don't see you. But you know what makes me laugh on this Grealish goals and assist things?
Yeah,
I
go
didn't
ahead,
hear
man.
it about David Silva. I don't hear it about Bernardo Silva.
Thank you.
Great point,
Thank you.
I
Martin.
mean, that's just the end of that one.
that's a good
That's the end
point.
of that little
Yeah,
argument straight away.
Yeah, they don't. They will never, and they'll never. It's just that it's an agenda, and that's what it is. No, CJ. The thing is, the reason why I did this Sunday Blues panel is, or the reason why I just invite people a lot is, I just like having conversations with people. I just want to have conversations. Like I can't like if you have I have a friend Carl who hates the hell out of me because I will ring him at 2 a.m. just to say, did you see that game? So I like having conversations with people. I just want to hear what other
yeah,
fans think. Because when
yeah.
people go to this, that's why sometimes it's good to have Martin because he goes to the stadium. I always want to understand that what went on there, what went on. I want to understand. That's why it's good to have a lot of City
Yeah.
fans. So anyway,
Yeah.
Don't Smoke. Are you here with us before we go to Mel?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, as
I
I
have
said,
a.
Yeah, is it
Oh,
Mel? Don't Smoke
sorry.
wants to go first.
you can go, man.
It is a one, man. I'm easy.
No, go ahead, Mel. Go ahead. Yeah,
All
the
right,
mic
all
is
right.
yours.
Yep. Thank you. I want to touch on what Martin was saying about Jack Grealish as well, and you too, Patrick. A very, very great point about the goals and assists. It's not all about goals and assists. Those things will come when he gets his chance in the middle, or whether he plays in the middle a bit closer towards goal. You saw him. Was it yesterday? I don't know if it was yesterday or the game before that.
Yeah, the game before, in the Carabao Cup against Chelsea.
That's right. Yes, against Chelsea. That's the one. Sorry, I was thinking we didn't play Chelsea and Brentford in the same week, but we did. Yeah, that's right. Carabao Cup. Yeah. If you looked at him when he was closer to the middle there, he had so much more freedom, and he relished. He really relished that point. And I think also while he's playing out wide, I think his job at the moment is more to draw players away from say, the box and create space. Even if he gets the ball taken away or he passes it backwards, he does that a bit. But I also think with Grealish, and I think the same with Phil Foden, when they're in that position and like, as you know, they either one play. I find that when Cancelo's playing, I said this, and I feel like I'm going to say it until my tongue falls out my mouth. But I truly do find that Cancelo pushes far too much up the ground and really leaves Foden and Grealish with very little space to work in, and that can cramp your style. So. If you look at, say, when Laporte plays out on left back, he will get to the halfway line and then start jotting back to his defensive position. He's a better defensive left back than obviously than what Cancelo is. But going forward, who would you rather have? Cancelo. So it's for me, it's a much of a muchness. But I'd say with Jack, I would like to see him get further into the middle of the ground more, give him a bit more freedom and the confidence, because let's all remember that at Villa he played at number 10, yeah. So I think he's come in, he's taken Pep's advice, he's listening to Pep's instructions. Not many people will look at that and listen to that, or listen to somebody like me or anybody and say, I think he's under this instructions, and because he is stuck in that pocket there. I like to see him with a bit more freedom, and I just think when he does have more freedom, he plays with a bit more confidence and exuberance.
I think him and sorry to interrupt, him and Gomez, those two looked really good together. Like against Chelsea, I know it's one game, but like against Chelsea, they linked up really well, and I felt like Gomez understood that, I don't want to take up this space that Jack Grealish needs.
Yeah,
do you understand? Like Cancelo, obviously we all know about Cancelo and Jack. It does clash quite a lot of times, but I think with Gomez and Grealish, it was different. I could see it, and I really enjoyed that link up. I feel like Pep should play him more. I think he deserves it.
I did too, actually. Yeah, you could see
because every time he plays well.
Yeah, and
he plays
also,
well.
He ran on the other side. He ran on the other side. So that, I think that is when Jack gets the chance to come inside more. If you get what I'm saying. So he
goes to the byline. I saw that he goes to the byline,
right. Yes,
and then he takes one of the defenders with him. Then Jack cuts in, which obviously is the reason. I think that's one of the issues also with Riyad Mahrez. If Mahrez had a right winger, especially with Walker, because Walker is not very creative like Cancelo, so Walker doesn't want to take a lot of the creativeness, but he helps. Have you noticed he helps Riyad Mahrez? I've noticed that because Walker always makes these fake runs.
Yeah.
It's either somebody passes in the ball, then Mahrez is able to only be occupied by one defender. But now you've noticed that if there's somebody who's not like Walker or right footed, it's difficult for Mahrez. That's what I also noticed because I was watching one game with while Mahrez was with Walker, and even the time when remember when it was preseason when Cancelo was playing the side where Mahrez is and they were cooking, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, we can't wait for the season to start." It was the preseason that Edozie was playing well. Mahrez and Cancelo were doing these 1-2s, dribbling people, not making people. And people were like, yes, we want to see this. And then no.
Yeah.
It went to
You know,
the-
Patrick, it's something that we don't do often now. You know, I think it's something that we should keep on doing because even Rico Lewis was doing it against Chelsea. Like he was overlapping, you know, supporting Riyad Mahrez. There were a few times where it did put in a cross and you know, it did reach their player, but it's the effort that counts, you know. But I feel like as soon as we start doing that a bit more often, Haaland was going to be happy, man, with those tempers.
Do you know the funny thing is, Pat? When you look at like I said earlier, that result, a result like that has been coming since Anfield. We got away with it against Fulham.
You're right. Yeah, it was
Big
coming.
style.
Yeah.
And I mean, I did a post match, and Vader will remember this. I was kind of negative because we'd won, and people were, "Why are you being negative?" And I went, "Because I didn't like the way we performed, and I could see what was happening." And do you know what part of it is? We wax lyrical about this squad, but if you actually look at it at the moment, a lot of it is our squad is still thin. So there's certain players that are about to play every single minute of the game, and they're just at a point now where they're on the red line and they're running on empty. So you have Rodri, for example. Why Rodri played yesterday, I do not know. The guy was spent going back to...
You know what, Martin? I want to make an apology to you, Martin, because I think I went... I obviously, it's a friendly apology. It's not like anything bad happened. You said Phillips because Rodri is tired. I sat there when I watched the game. I was like, oh my God, Martin caught this. And I said, why should we play Phillips instead of just playing Rodri? He looked tired. He was getting outrun. And you're right about that. We needed fresh legs. Yeah. I know Phillips came back from the injury, but we needed fresh legs.
But even at the right back situation, Pat, like they're saying about Walker's missing, John Stones and Akanji have not been a good combination any time they've played together. Any time. So Stones, if you look at them both of them were struggling. Akanji, people have suddenly, all I've heard for the last 24 hours, Akanji's been found out. Akanji's not good enough. No, Akanji's and Stones are not a partnership that you would think, tell you what, that's quite good. For me, they're not. They're totally not. Not against 6'4" big men. You know, as someone who's as strong, as powerful as Ivan Toney, forget it, because Brentford were only going to do one or two things: launch balls up to him. There were going to be balls over the top, flick-ons for Ivan Toney to get to. There was a stat yesterday, Akanji, I think it was like 24, 25 headers, and he hit 2 of them. And then everyone hits the panic button.
I know.
I'll go after Don.
And you know, fair play to you though, Martin, because you called the Rodri thing, and I watched the game, as I said again today, and you're right. He's tired. He looks knackered, and I don't blame him. He's been playing, and sometimes he was carrying that midfield. Sometimes when people are not having the best games, he was carrying the midfield in the earlier games. So anyway, don't smoke, man. I'm gonna bring you straight to this. So there's these 2 comments, don't smoke. And obviously we're having a discussion with people in the comments. Guys who are watching, if you want to get your question in, please bring it in, because don't get angry if somebody else asks something or comments something and say, oh, you shouldn't have said that. Well, they're doing the comments and all you're seeing is sitting there and not saying anything. So it's up to you. So don't smoke. Do you agree with this statement? Then there's a question like this one. What's your thought? Do you think do you think we're relying on Haaland? And it's I don't know. Do you think we are relying on Haaland now?
The thing is, right, I'll go on about the game, right? I don't think we're relying on Haaland. The thing is, we're relying on individual brilliance too much, right? In this, this result has been coming for the longest time, right? If you look at our last 3 games, right, barring the Chelsea one where we played proper fullbacks, we've had what has got us over the line was moments of individual brilliance, right? Yesterday, the moments I saw this lineup, right, I started driving slowly. I went to go pick up my car, right, and I was actually rushing just to get back to watch the game. And then the moment I went on live score and I saw the confirmed lineup, I literally exit the highway and drove through the city because I knew it was going to take longer. Because I knew it's going to be a long, boring watch. Right. Immediately. Because the thing is this, right? You playing against I put this result on Pep. Why? Because it's more like Pep tried to sneak one win quickly and get over and then get through the World Cup, and more like we'll see things when we return from the World Cup. You're playing against a low block. You need width. You can't have Stones and Bernardo Silva against a low block. None of them are going to stretch play. They both want to go inside it, right? And then on the other side, you have Cancelo and Grealish, whereby Cancelo wants overlap. So you basically have two ineffective wings, right? And so basically you playing into Brentford's game plan, whereby they want the play to be narrow in front of them, and they're comfortable. Hence, I just say Pep got outcoached yesterday. There is no Brentford played. No, Brentford done what Brentford do every week, whereby they wanna sit back, absorb pressure, play on the counter, send long balls, and when Ake is not playing, Brentford are going to be a problem for us because normally, aerially, Ake is our best centre back. And as Martin just pointed out, that Akanji only won 2 errors out of 100, or I don't know what number.
25, I think. 25.
Look at that. So fair play to Brentford. We have been playing crap with the same. Now, my problem with Pep is this, right? You had an issue whereby you had to get a fullback. A left back, right? Now the thing is, we all know Walker is old, so he can't play every game of the season. So now you, as the manager, have to make a decision. Do I get an old experienced left back for a season or two, just to cover whoever? Because at the moment we're playing as if we didn't sign anyone, and we know in January that they're not going to sign anyone. So we basically back to where we started. End of last season. We don't have.
Don't smoke. Don't touch on that yet. That's our last topic about the January window.
Yeah. So the game was frustrating, man. And at the end of the day, man, as Martin said, you can't bring on Alvarez. There's no space to run behind in. Get Grealish. No, that my thing is this, right?
Do you know what? Don't smoke. Another thing. Do you know? I laughed when Alvarez came in, Martin, and don't smoke. 87th minute.
It's a typical Pep. It's a typical Pep. He done that at Anfield as well. Yeah. He done it at Anfield. He left the sub for so long.
Whenever Pep plays whenever Pep plays Rodri, Gundo, Bernardo, and KDB, he's looking for control in the midfield.
Yes.
Now the problem is
it's too slow.
Now the problem is this: you've seen that your gameplay didn't work because you don't have control. Sacrifice one of them. We didn't have control. What you aimed for didn't work. Now, at the end of the day, as a manager, your in-game tactics have to show, like, okay, this thing is not working. At the end of the day, this is an elite sport. There should be no feelings. If you tell Gundo, hey, Gundo, the plan I had originally is not working, but I have to pull you off. It's what it is, and that's how you win championships. It's by making the hard decisions that people get left with the emotions. But that's the nature of the game. So yesterday, man, was very frustrating, man.
Do you know what I think?
Go on. No, Mike, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say...
I've been hogging the mic. Go ahead.
The reason why I get the substitutions, part of the reason why I think he probably didn't do it, and 9 times out of 10, I'll say, it's Pep being a stubborn bastard. Sorry for my language, but that's what I think he is sometimes. But, there's an old saying, pride comes before a fall. And I think, Pep is guilty of that. Yesterday, though, the reason why I don't put so much of it on Pep yesterday is because I can take, when you have 2-3 players that are off the boil, you can say, you know what, right, change them out, bring somebody out. But yesterday there was 8, 9, 10 players who did not give a damn what was going to happen yesterday.
Facts.
Did not give a damn.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Do you? The thing is this, right? The players know what Pep is doing is not going to work. So do you? At the end of the day, it's like similar to the Champions League final, because I had those kind of vibes when I was watching yesterday's game. Even the players knew that no, how you setting us up is not for success, and you could see it through the players that whatever they were trying to do, they didn't really believe in it. That hey, Help us
The,
here.
I get that, but
I don't like that.
Sorry, go on, Vito.
I was just gonna say I don't like that. If Pep is seeing that on the pitch, he needs to make a change. I don't care whether a World Cup is coming up or not. Like, to Don Smoke's point, if he's put out instructions and he's seeing, half effort coming from these players, make the change. And then with regards to the worries about World Cup, take players off in the at the very least. If you know they're about to play 100 minutes, take those players off so those that are worried about getting injured when they're tired aren't on the pitch. Because
who'd you bring off then, though? That's my argument to that. Because, like I said, there's 8 or 9 of them who didn't care.
Yeah, but I'd take them off again. I'd take them off and actually put on Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer's not going anywhere. I'd take them off, and even with regards to what was happening offensively, I get it. You're not going to bring on Grealish, but Mahrez isn't going to the World Cup, if I'm correct. So
but all of us as fans moan when Mahrez plays. Let's be fair. On the other side.
I hear you, but we're not seeing the performance on the pitch. He's got to make the changes. Not every player that he would have subbed on would have been players worried about the World Cup, and he could have looked at it that way. I hated the performance that we saw. I hated the performance, and I also was just scratching my head trying to figure out, well, why was only one sub made? Because I thought that there were more options to be done. Now, I will say this because I think I missed it earlier. Around the complacency, this is one thing that we as fans, and I'm sure the players are probably, or Pep and his coaching staff are making sure that they figure out and have a proper plan for. Going for this league a third time in a row, especially with the challengers of Liverpool not being the ones to push us, he's going to have to make sure there's a fire in every player's belly because they can't look at it like, we've been here before. We know that we turn it on late. It's Arsenal. It's not Liverpool. We don't have to quite have the same energy to go. I hope that's figured out when we come back, because that can't be the mentality. This three-peat is going to be extremely difficult because 2 have already been won, and everyone's going to be bringing us their best game. He's got to be on point in the second half of the season.
100%, Veta. I agree, man.
Yeah.
I think I didn't see that, Veta. I hope you're good, man. I think yesterday's game, I was saying to these guys before, I think with the lineup was a bit wrong. I wouldn't have started Bernardo Silva at right wing. I would have put him as a number 8, and I think we should have given Gomez the left back position and put Cancelo at right back just for that game. I know Cancelo, he's a better left back.
Hamza, sorry for cutting you, but I'm going to go straight to you because we've been discussing this for the past 40 minutes, but I'm going to jump this because we've got 2 more topics left. So
go ahead.
I'm going to start with you, Hamza. I'm going to start with you. Welcome, Adam. Sorry, CJ. I just had a phone call from work, so I had to answer.
No worries.
But anyway, so Hamza, I'll start with you. Then I'll go to Dawn. Then I'll go to Mel. Then I'll go to Veta. I'll just be going as you're listed on the screen. So there's rumors that Pep's contract. Do you think that's true? Because somebody just told me that it might not be true. Who knows about this contract? Anybody?
As far as I know, Pep's signing that contract. As far as I know, that's what I know. My
anyone, Martin? Anyone? Do you think this is?
Mine can agree with me on this.
It's already agreed. It's already agreed. It's already done.
How many years? Any rumors? How many years he's gonna sign him for?
Nobody.
I think it was 2 or 3 years, Martin.
Yeah, 2.
It's probably they'll come out 2 or 3, but it'll probably be a rolling contract. That's the way Pep likes to do them.
Yeah,
he likes to do these rolling contracts and with break clauses and everything else. But listen, you got to remember, from I think it's in 2 or 3 days, they'll be out with Sheikh Mansour. Pep Guardiola will be face to face with Sheikh Mansour himself.
Oh yeah, the with the cigars.
At the end of the day, they're going out there. It will all be agreed. It'll be safe. So anyone who wants Pep out, go and give your head a wobble and go and have a cry in the corner because he's not going anywhere.
Okay, cool. Let me just read this comment. Someone says, of course, not Pep, but the players' mentality. So, do you guys think we will be more departures or incomers this January transfer window? This is where we have to go. I'll start with you, Don't Smoke. Then I'll go over to Hamza. No, Hamza, I'll come to you later, but I'll go.
Yeah. Go to. I think Vater's joined. He's not really
Yeah.
spoke. I think we
Yeah,
should go to
Veta.
Vater.
Yeah, let me try with Veta though. Veta, welcome.
I got to have my boy Vater.
Yeah, do you know what I'm gonna do?
What it
I'll
do,
go to
Mafiq?
Veta. After Veta, I'll go to Adam because Adam
Yeah,
just joined us.
perfect.
So,
Don't worry about it. Perfect.
we were gonna talk about the transfer in January, and Pep said, "Oh, I don't think we're gonna sign anybody. We are good." So obviously, Samir says, "Do you guys think there will be more departures or incomers this January transfer window?" We can answer that part, but all I want to ask from you, Veta, yourself is, I know Pepper said there's no need to bring anybody in, but you as a fan watching the football, what do you think? Do you think, oh, it's all good? This squad is good enough? Because Martin has been saying it, and I think what Martin has been preaching is true. This squad is slim. It's deceiving. It looks like it's not slim, but if you think about it, it can take a few players out, and you are crunching on straws. You're like, what the hell is going on? So what do you think yourself? Do you think we go in the transfer window to buy anybody in any position? But if it's a yes that we're buying somebody, tell us the position and why.
Okay. So I've learned that what Pep says in the press conferences is not what I'm going to take as the law.
He's lied before, hasn't he? He's lied.
He has to. When you're a buyer or a seller, you can't be forthcoming. You can't be totally honest because.
Do you remember he
price
said
goes up.
Grealish is expensive? We can never afford him. Did you see that, Martin? There's a clip of him saying Grealish is expensive. We can't afford such a player.
Well, he also said we were done and they went and bought a Kanja.
Go ahead, Vita. Go ahead.
The man's got to be smart because once he says we are in the market, we're going to be in the market to buy, then everyone knowing that City's in the market, the price goes up, and there's going to be a lot of eyeballs. So it's better to move in silence. I think he's saying no, but obviously, if we as fans and we're looking at our squad, and we see what Pep's doing rotation wise, Pep's been trying to figure out who can be on that right hand side because Mahrez isn't in form. Yeah, Foden's great to be there, but Foden can't play every game. And Mahrez hasn't been consistent enough. He needs another option. As great as Cole Palmer's been, he needs another option. I think we're looking that route. I don't think we're going so far as to think about the Silva and the Gundo possible departures next season. I don't think that's the fix. I think it's more so what's been the issues within our squads as of now. So my guess is, you guys are going to hate to hear this, but my guess is right wing, we're going to be looking for. That left wing, we've got Grealish, we've got Foden. I think that would be the consistent mix. And then Gomez is the guy. Gomez is the guy with Cancelo. So it's possibly just one player that we're going to do in this January transfer window, because next season, when it's all said and done, and we've all heard the rumors, those that are in the know, those that got the friends that kind of slip them in information, some of the big names, I think that happens when the season's over. But right wing is where Pep has been trying to figure this out, and I think we need another body there. We lost Jesus and Sterling, rightfully so. They need to head out the door. We made good business off of it, but we haven't properly replaced to really have a position of strength to close out this season. So I'd say at right wing.
I agree with that. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I agree with that.
Cool. What about Adam? Adam, what about yourself? What do you think of the transfer window? Do you think we're going to lose anybody in January? Or do you feel like we need to sign a certain players for same position? Veta says the right wing side seems to be the place to go. Myself, I keep watching Robinson from Fulham, who's not signing his contract till now. He's on a few months left, and he's a nice left back. And I'm sorry, that's the position. I'm just looking at Robinson because Robinson is good.
Cancelo. We got Gomez and Cancelo, Patrick.
No, to be honest with you, Patrick, I'm the opposite. I say we need a right back instead of a left back.
Yeah. No, I think Cancelo should go back to right back or play right wing.
No.
Don't smoke. You know, for me,
I think if you bring in a right back, we've got to let go of somebody.
No, but for me, Cancelo's more effective on the left than he's on the right.
Yes, but he's effective at the left winger's cost. That's the issue. The issue is he's effective, but then by being effective, he minimizes whoever plays there. That because the thing is this: if you see Grealish with Gomez, right, and Grealish with Cancelo, you can immediately, or even with whoever, you can see the difference of the fact that they get more space to operate and do whatever they have to do. So yes, he's effective, but at someone else's price. So then now the thing is this. So the problem is this. For Cancelo to stay on the left, we need to do what Veta said earlier by getting a better right winger, so he can compensate for what we lose by having Cancelo on the left.
That's a good point. I agree with that. I think that's a good point.
Let me piggyback on that too. And this is what I hate, which is wild, right? Foden and Cancelo on that left-hand side works because Cancelo cheating. I'm not cheating, but Cancelo coming inside.
Did you say cheating?
I said cheating.
Basically, Foden becomes the left back.
And Foden can play that left back, but also we still get that width and depth because Foden will go and actually challenge that back line and go deep and go wide. Cancelo will creep inside, but it doesn't work when there isn't that depth with Grealish and Cancelo, because neither of them. And I don't want Cancelo being that deep player going back, because now defensively there's that gap. But when it's Foden and Cancelo, Foden going deep, Cancelo can still remain back somewhat, ready for lost possession or a defensive tracking back. So that type of balance I prefer. And then on that right-hand side, that's why I'm so stressed with that right-hand side, because not only now we don't have anyone pushing that back line back because we're playing center backs or right backs, but then when we have Mahrez on that side, he doesn't tend to do that. He's left-footed. And when we have Foden on that side, yeah, he challenges that a little more, but the same thing, they would both want to cut onto their left. So we're not as perfect as it may seem with regards to, smooth sailings and having everything figured out. And whether this happens in the January transfer window, I pray it does. But we may look at a season where Pep's going to have to make do with what he has, and we go big and splash in the summer. I just pray there's no exits. There has to be no exits in January, right? We all have to.
I hope so. Martin, what about yourself? What's your opinion on all this January transfer window? Are you with Pep saying, nah, it's fine, we don't go in January, the squad is great? Or you're like, you know what? I keep looking at that team. There's a certain position I think we desperately need just in reinforcements. As I said for myself, it might be the fallback area, left or right. But also thinking about what the guys have said, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a natural right winger. I don't know. I just think with it. So go ahead, Martin.
Problem is, you've got the players Manchester City will won't be available in January. That's the major problem here. The players, or the caliber of players we'll be looking at, there's only one, possibly. But the trouble is they're still in the Champions League. I know City are very interested in Rafael Leao, even though he's a left winger. But left wingers to right wingers mean nothing for Pep. We all know that. He does love his invertedness. So Rafael Leao, possibly, because if AC Milan wants some sort of fee out of him, because it looks like he's not going to sign a new contract. They've been trying for like 4 months and he just won't sign it. I see the right-hand side is a simple fix for me. It's Foden to the right. It's simple fix. The right-hand side should be Phil Foden all day, every day, twice on Sunday, because that's when the guy has performed all season. Phil Foden on the right. Comes to fullbacks, I don't think we'll buy anyone, because I think he knows Kyle Walker will come back, so he'll run like that. I just don't, unless something special comes up in the World Cup, I don't see us doing anything in January. We've never really delved into the market except from now and again.
Who's our January? Mahrez, isn't Riyad Mahrez was January. Riyad Mahrez was January.
No, it was summer.
Yeah,
it was summer.
Let me challenge you.
Yeah, who's our January?
Laporte was January, but that was
Diaz summer.
And Diaz
was summer.
We tried to get Laporte in the summer, but we agreed the fee, and then he pulled out the deal, and we went back a year later.
He said he wasn't ready. Yeah, he said he wasn't ready.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think we'll do anything. To be totally honest.
Let me ask the crew this, because do we believe? I don't know how many years we believe Walker still has, but I'd be surprised if we think that Lewis is the replacement to Walker. So we will be looking for a right back, right, guys?
Yeah, but in the summer, I think it'll be the summer.
Yeah. Okay.
because you got to remember this was part one of this rebuild was this summer, and part two will be next summer. But obviously, going after Jude or Liao or whoever we go after, that will all come in the summer.
Yeah, I was actually a left winger. He's not a right winger. He doesn't play on the right.
Yeah, that's what. But you know, Pep loves an inverted winger. This is why I never look at a left winger and go, "We won't play on the right," because that's what Pep does.
Basically, Martin, when a player comes to Pep, you never know what he's gonna do with them. You never know what he's gonna do with them. He's just bringing them in. That's what makes him. He's a genius for doing that. But I think sometimes when it's not working and when he's still trying it, that's when he said it himself that I'm a genius when it works out. When it doesn't work out, I look like a fool. That's what he said in one of the interviews. But anyway, Hamza, Hamza, then Mel, then CJ. Guys, by the way, guys, you can if you can try, because you're having a conversation, and sometimes when you're having a conversation, I like the fact that you're jumping on each other conversations. Go ahead. Jump on each other's conversations. It's fine. Make comments. If Hamza says something, comment on it. Let there be a flow. It's not like it's one of those spelling bees. So I said better next. No. Okay, so you keep going.
No worries, Patrick. No worries, brother. I was gonna say with Veta about the right wing position. I completely agree with Veta on that. I think we do need a right winger. I'm not on the Mahrez hate train here. But I think it's getting to that point now where I think we might have to let go, because he is deteriorating as a player. He's getting older, and he is getting slower. His dribbling's still fantastic. Don't get me wrong. He's still got a really good left foot, but he just looks he's like he's getting slower, and I feel like the age is catching up to him. I think I don't. In my opinion, I think this is what I would do in the summer. I would let go of Mahrez, and I would want 2 right wingers in. And the two of them I would love is it's a dream. But that Napoli left winger, I can't pronounce his name. It begins with a K. I'm sure you guys know that.
It's a very difficult name. I know who you're on about.
I would love
to say it, Hamza.
No, Martin, a man can dream. but the thing is, I would love for him to come in, and I don't know if you guys would be shocked about this one, is Elise from Crystal Palace.
I agree with you.
That's a good player.
Hamza, ball, fam. Ball, bro.
Yeah, that's a good player, man.
That is a good call, Hamza.
I think him on the bench with the development with Pep, I think he can develop and become a very good player as Manchester City. I think, but the thing is, if we're getting those two, it's going to be an awful lot of money, because I think Palace are going to ask for about 60 odd or 70 odd. Then we're going to have Napoli.
Wait. Which winger Crystal Palace is not signing the contract? Someone is also refusing there. One of the youngsters.
It's the other kid. The one with the dreadlocks.
What's his name?
They've all got dreadlocks, I think, but I don't know which one it is.
He's not lying. At Crystal Palace, everybody has dreadlocks.
It begins with the E, right?
Eze is not signing his contract. He's refusing.
Yeah, but I think I wouldn't want him.
Eze has a release clause of 35 million. Apparently, I don't know how true that is.
Who?
Apparently, he has a release clause of 35 million. I think, Elise. Sorry.
Elise, yeah. See, I would if that's the case, then I think we should go for that and the guy from Napoli. But in regards to the right back, I agree with Martin as well. Once Walker is back, I don't think Pep's going to even look at a right back. He's going to say, you know what, we've got Walker there. I don't think he's going to look for a right back. If he does end up looking for a right back, he'll get a youngster in, and he can learn off Walker. But the thing is, we've got Rico Lewis.
Well, the youngster is there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was about to say the youngster is there. The youngster is there.
Yeah, so I don't see us signing another right back. I'll be really honest. And so one more point quickly. It's going to be very quick. And the January transfer window, I don't think there's going to be any business in the January transfer window. I don't think there's going to be no departures. We're not going to get rid of anyone, and we're not going to sign anyone. We might sign, a youngster on loan, possibly, but I don't really see us doing much in January.
I've never seen Man City do loans. They've never loaned anybody.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying maybe they might loan out a youngster.
What do you mean, starters?
Bring one in.
No, I mean bring a player on loan. Like
youngster.
To the club, you mean? Yeah.
No. But I'm just saying in general, like, they might want to get someone a youngster in on loan, and they want to sign him up to the academy. Just like a small business.
Oh, you
thing.
mean one of
They
those?
might,
Oh, one
yeah,
of
they
those.
might do one of
By the
them,
way,
maybe.
you know, we've just signed someone from Everton and a youngster who's done that.
Yeah.
Lewis.
Yeah.
Is he called Lewis? What's he called? Can't remember his name.
I don't know his name, but
And
I
then
know
He's
his name.
called
somewhere else.
Emilio
What's his-
Lawrence. He's
And
Emilio
Yeah,
Lawrence.
yeah.
there's
Yep.
another one from
Lawrence.
Chelsea also, isn't it? They're also talking to another one from Chelsea or something who also wants to
Yeah.
join the ADS or something. Yeah.
Do you know the problem you've got here? I mean, Hamza's come up with some great players there. The one from Napoli, I love him. The problem is he's at Napoli, and Napoli will not do
And
business
they're
with
top
us.
of the table.
Exactly.
And
We
By the
won't
way,
do
Napoli
they're
are
top of
business with
also
them.
on
they are top
fire
of
at
the
the moment
table.
too.
Yeah, and the other problem is you've got if you're wanting Jude Bellingham as well, you're looking at 200-300 million quid for all them
Oh,
players,
God, I
and City
forgot about
City
him.
won't throw that out.
Oh,
City
I-
won't throw that out.
I would like that, Martin. After we're done with the general transfer, I'd like to hear everyone's opinion on Jude because, does anybody think he's as good as people say he is, or
Is
we're gonna
Carl
end
here?
up having a hype job?
Thank God.
No,
I
Carl is
think
not
he
here.
is.
Carl is gonna. Carl doesn't like Jude.
No, yeah, we know.
Let's not do that.
I think he's going to be very good. I think he's going to be very good.
Have you guys seen what the Dortmund president has said, the CEO?
What
He
is
said,
that?
No.
No.
I find it a bit suspicious. Yeah, he said, he said about, we can't compete financially. Do what you want to do with that. Read between the lines. I don't. That's what he
Yeah,
said. He said in his interview.
Wherever Jude Bellingham is going, it's already virtually done. Deals
I
like
agree,
that
Martin.
get done
Yeah.
once. They get. I'm not even saying he's 100% coming to City. I just mean wherever Jude is going, it's like the Haaland stuff. It's already virtually done, dusted, and see you later on it. You very rarely get a player like that
Martin,
sort of
'cause
being done last minute.
what I find suspicious how that CEO actually came out on an interview and said that. So it's like
Yeah.
they already know what's gonna happen with Jude Bellingham.
Of course they do. At the end of the day, City's main target in the summer is a central midfielder because we don't know what's going to happen with Gundogan. We don't know what's going to happen with Bernardo. And I know people will say, I mean, Daniel's already put it in the comments about don't believe what you read in the papers. It's not the papers that are saying stuff. It's Bernardo's agent that's saying stuff. That's the problem.
Martin,
So we don't know what's going to happen down that road.
And
Martin,
the lack of what Bernardo has said.
Martin, you know what I can see happening? I can see Gundogan potentially say signing a 1-year deal and Bernardo the one that's going to leave. That's what I feel like.
That's it. It's a bit of a coin toss, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Onto which way it's going to go. Is Gundo going to leave and Bernardo stay for another season? But
I would
think-
love Bernardo to stay, but I'm not. I'm past the begging part. I'm past the begging part.
Everybody is. The fan base is done. I think so. If we hear anything else this summer, I'm pretty sure Veta is gonna come all the way from Canada and say, "I'm here with your Uber, Bernardo."
He'll be cracking the whip.
So okay, well, Mel, what do you think of this kid though? Because this kid keeps being brought out, and there's a question here that do we miss Raheem? I'm gonna ask that later. How you doing, Jay? But what do you think of this kid, Jude? Do you think
I actually
you said
really
he's got
like
a high
him.
job? You said he's got a big ceiling.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I really do. If you looked at the last 2 games he's played against us, he's been the first to score, and I mean,
He's caused us trouble in the midfield.
Yeah. Well, he's tore us apart actually in the midfield, and I mean we've won both those games. Though it's neither here nor there. We're talking about the boy himself. He's torn it up. I think he's had 5 assists in those 2 games plus the two goals. That's not bad in just 2 matches against what's supposed to be what everybody is calling the best team in Europe or best team in the world, if that's what you want to say. But I think he would fit in very well. He reminds me very much of what a young Bernardo Silva would have been. Very hard worker, run everywhere, likes to direct, other players if he sees that they're lacking anywhere.
Captain at the age of 18.
Sorry?
A captain for Dortmund at the age of 18.
Yeah, well, that's huge, isn't it? I think that tells everything. To me, it tells me a lot. So, you know, but just what I have seen of this boy, I'd love to have him over at City.
What a-
Love to.
What about you yourself? Are you with Mel, CJ? Because CJ has been quiet. What about this guy? What do you think? Because to believe it or not,
Yeah.
I was believing people who are saying, "Oh, it's a hype job, English hype job," but nah, no.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
watched the kid proper, man. What he's done to us, even in the
yeah.
games against City, it's him. He carried that
Yeah.
Dortmund team in
Yeah,
midfield.
bro. That kid has been very irritating, man. Whenever he's played against City, bro. We've all got to be honest about that. Like, he's played against us and actually scored twice, right? I
Yep.
think.
Yeah, twice. Yeah,
And
Both games.
Yeah.
Yep.
he's the kid's got game, man. He's a baller in my books. I think he's a complete package, but there's still a lot for him to actually develop on. And I think, my perspective, City would be a great place for him. Under Pep and the sporting project that we do have, it would complement his game so much. We could help him out, for his next phase, in his career. And yeah, I like I'll be crazy if I said I didn't want this guy to play for City, man. Like,
I actually think
oh,
that.
I actually
Sorry,
think
keep
the
going.
yeah,
I was just going to say, I actually think the reason we won't do any signings or anything at all in January, I think we're just waiting, biding our time because we're going to have to spend big money, I think, to get this kid. And I know Pep has a hard on for him. Excuse me, but he loves this kid, mate. And I just think
yeah,
if he gets one nibble, he will bite the whole thing and take it. So you know, I think he would be a great replacement for Bernardo when Bernardo leaves because it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, it is a matter of time. You're right about that.
yeah.
What about
I
yourself,
think,
John Smoke?
yeah,
Don't. What did you say, Don? Did you say you're against
yeah,
it?
I actually disagree with what almost everyone has said here, right? Yeah, and that's not to take anything away from Jude, right? I'm not saying that he's a bad player. I just don't think. I think he'd be much more suited at maybe a Chelsea or a Liverpool, in the sense that uh, he- his best attributes are not that of Gundogan or what you call this, or Bernardo Silva. Yes, when he played against us, he dominated the midfield, but that's because he was playing against Rodri and Gundogan, which is basically two of our slowest midfielders, right? The thing is, yes, I think there's certain attributes, especially like in a midfielder. It's either you have them or you don't, and others you can actually develop them, right? I like him. Not saying he's a bad player, but I think just. But regarding Pep said I've never heard Pep say anything bad about any player. If you ask him in the media, Pep is that guy whereby he beats Ateta 5-0 and he said Ateta is a good coach. Right? That's Pep. Right? Pep will big you up even after slapping you.
Yeah.
That's normal. That's normal with Pep. Even if Pep has no intention of ever signing you, he'll be like, no, very good player.
He's courteous. He's
He'll be
very
like,
courteous.
Exactly. No, Jude is a good player, but I don't think he's a good player because the thing is we haven't seen him in a possession-based team, right? Most of the teams he played, they normally play, they sit back, absorb pressure, and then push up, and he's good at that. Very good in transition, right? But dictating tempo, as press resistant as Bernardo, he's got the energy, right? I think most people summarize Bernardo's game to just energy. No, Bernardo does a lot of things, right? Especially on the ball, which I don't think Jude has shown me the glimpse of it. Normally when he's playing, he always has space around him, and that's what happens when you play. When you're not playing in a possession-based team, you most likely not playing against a low block. Does he have? I haven't seen the through balls, the kind of passes whereby he split defenses. I haven't seen all of that. So yes, good player, but I don't think not for us.
yeah. Don't Smoke actually does raise a good, points about Jude Bellingham. He still has a lot, to develop because he's still young. This is still a kid at the end of the day, and yeah, he would complement Chelsea system and the Liverpool system as well. And we haven't seen, Jude Bellingham, in position based, type of football. But another name that I think, we could also try for, even though I don't think we might actually get him, is Jamal Musiala, like Jamal Musiala would be perfect for City, in my books.
Yeah.
He's still a kid, he's still young, but what he actually offers on the table, passing, creativity, he's direct with his football. He can also score goals. He can make assists. But at the end of the day, what I value him is not based on his GA, but his work rate. He's able to defend at times. And I remember that watching that Barcelona game. It was the first leg in the Champions League. He was playing against Sergio Busquets, Gavi, and Pedri, and them as well. And the guy was playing well. To be fair, man. That's actually when I started to take him seriously in terms of hey, what if Man City actually goes for this guy? But we'll see though. But for me, I think if we were to choose between Bellingham and Jamal Musiala, I would advise Pep to actually be more, aggressive with a Jamal Musiala transfer rather than Jude Bellingham.
First, I get that. I think that kid's going to be a Kimmich. I think he'll be alive for wherever he's at Bayern Munich. And also, if you look at City, we don't do a lot. If you look at Manchester City, we don't do big deals with big clubs. If you look, we don't go to Real Madrid and take their boys. We don't go to Bayern Munich and take their boys. It's just something we've never really sort of, and maybe it is part of the they won't sell to us. Maybe they don't sell to us.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's, listen, we all know how Manchester City are hated around Europe's top clubs. That's just a fact. We're hated. They don't like dealing with us. So a lot of big teams like your Madrids, your Bayern Munich's, your everything else, we don't tend to go and get a lot of their players, because listen, there's been players at Bayern Munich and Real Madrid and others that would have fitted in perfectly at City. But what City like to do is go to a Benfica, a Dortmund, or wherever, and build them up into a style. Because whoever comes to join Manchester City has to relearn anyway, because they've got to learn the Pep way. We've seen it with nearly every player, probably apart from Haaland, has had to come in. Even Aguero had to change his game completely to suit a Pep Guardiola style of football. Every player has to change and learn. So I think whoever we get in, this is why I always give players a year to 18 months anyway, because apart from Haaland, I can't actually think of anyone. Probably Diaz in his first season.
Yeah, Diaz.
Who's come in and hit the ground running straight away. They've always had that leveling off period.
Okay, so there's a question here. Don't smoke. Go ahead, but don't smoke. Then after we can go to the concerns of injuries in the World Cup. I think this has been suggested by Mel. Looks like a good topic. Go ahead, don't smoke.
Right, because the thing is regarding development, especially in midfield, right? Who's the youngest midfielder? From if I remember correct, almost all midfielders we've bought were past at least the early development stage, right? DM is an exception. I'm talking about from central to central attacking midfielders, right? In the sense that for you to play as an 8 for Pep, you have to know your business already, right? Pep has certain expectations, and you've seen it, and we always talk about it that to play in a Pep 8, he just doesn't put anyone. When you're coming there, you're not learning on the job. You're gonna learn in other, but in day at 8. Hence, I'm saying that's why I find it hard for us to get a raw CM and get thrown right there.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. The only thing I'd say on the, like you said, Don, about Pep talking good about everyone is that the last time I heard Pep talk about a player as much as he's talked about Bellingham and big him up as much as Bellingham was Jack Grealish. And we all know how that happened. We all know how that ended. Jack Grealish ended up at City. Yes, he talks fondly of everyone, but he went massive. Go back and check. He was huge on Grealish. Everything was Grealish this, Grealish that, and then he signed him. And it's exactly the same with Bellingham. Yeah, he's not just picking him up.
Do you know one player, though, Martin, I wouldn't mind, and I don't know, maybe I'll be the only City fan saying this. Actually, two players. Enzo Fernandez, who was at Benfica, who was being linked with us, that he's going to come in at the same time with Alvarez, and even somebody as simple as Madison from Leicester. I don't know, Madison. I just like him.
Madison's off to Newcastle, so you lost that one.
Wow, I would like that player, man. I actually
see Grealish.
My God, is good.
I actually see. I was about to say. I actually see Grealish. Martin, to your point, I actually see Grealish playing as an 8 before Bellingham, because I still believe Grealish will drop into the center.
Wouldn't Jude be like a sort of box to box or somebody who Pep will
But,
also try play
okay,
at the
let me ask
GM?
you this question, Patrick. Yesterday, with Bellingham on the field, right? Would Bellingham have the creativity or even that final ball to unlock that defense that we had yesterday?
No, I think he would have more of the muscle to run in the midfield. I think that's
But
what
that's
sort of
DM. That's more of a Fernandinho role. You see what I'm saying? And we bought Phillips for that.
Okay, cool. I know Daniel. It's just I'm obsessed with Madison. I don't know. I just feel he's a baller. I think he is a baller. Okay, here's the thing: is can I ask the panel speaking? Do you guys all think it's inevitable Bernardo Silva leaves, or there's a what, a resign
Yeah.
coming? I think look. Bernardo Silva is going to leave. I think he's going to leave, and that's I think you
Yeah.
guys spoke about this. Blue says we need a box to box type of midfielder, not number 10. I know. I was just suggesting that Madison. I'm crazy about the player. He's very good. So guys, let's go. This concerns about injuries. I'll start off with Adam, because you've been quiet like a mouse in the church. We've got 16 players going, guys. 16 players going. I saw somebody made a whole list of how many players are going to go. Are we concerned about injuries with this 16 players? And also, let me just throw a bit of a spanner in the works. Immediately we come back from the World Cup, we play Liverpool. How do you think that team is going to look, Adam?
You know, I can guarantee you, Kevin De Bruyne is going to end up getting injured when you've got an idiot in charge of the Belgium national team. I can guarantee you that now.
He plays him every game, doesn't he? Even if the game doesn't mean anything.
Patrick, you will see. Mark my words. Kevin De Bruyne will get injured. Or
Let's
Kyle
hope
Walker's
not.
probably going to end up.
Let's hope not.
Bro, but to be fair on Roberto Martinez, bro, like he has to play Kevin De Bruyne, bro.
Yeah,
He
man,
has to
he's
play
good.
that guy.
He's good. Tomato sellers, no offense. Tomato sellers in that midfield. What do you think he's going to do, man? Like Kevin De Bruyne is the Belgian midfield, and even somebody went as far as saying, if Kelvin has the best World Cup, he can actually carry Belgium. Like Hazard is not it anymore. Hazard is not it. Like I'm pretty sure if we had a foot race, me and Hazard, it's gonna be a draw at this point in time, because we're both not in the best shape right now. So me and my brother Hazard, it will be a draw. But so De Bruyne will play because they have nobody. Like let me ask you, Adam, without De Bruyne, who plays in that Belgium team? Who creates for people like Batshuayi and Lukaku?
No, look, I understand. But what I'm saying is, like, say, like when they've qualified for the next round, yeah, and you've got, like, say, the last two games left of the group, you don't need to chuck him in. You've already qualified, so why the hell do you need to play him? Because the games are technically dead rubber.
Yeah, that's the thing, Twisted.
Yeah,
I think the thing about Man City is, unlike other teams, Twisted, Man City players are starters. Am I wrong, guys on the panel? The majority of them are starters. That's the issue. Like Busquets,
you're not wrong,
Busquets
bro.
doesn't have the legs anymore. It's going to be Rodri,
Yeah.
unless they want to. The Spain is not happy to win the game, but Busquets doesn't have the legs.
Yeah.
So
Busquets will start. Rodri will be on the bench.
Laporte is the best Spanish defender. They have Garcia for crying out loud.
Bro, like in a City's perspective, we've got to be worried. Like the players that actually are going to the World Cup are like they are quality players, and the guy that I'm not worried about could be Rodri, because I think this Luis Enrique, right, is the Spanish coach. I think he favors Busquets over Rodri for now. But I think
that's a
we
big
do have to
mistake, because if you go to the World Cup with Busquets, man, Busquets' legs are gone. He's a top player, but the legs
but
are gone.
on the ball. But Patrick, on the ball, what Busquets gives you, Rodri is not there yet. That's just the reality.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's just, but I feel like the similarities that they do have between Busquets and Rodri is the mistakes that they usually make. But my perspective, the injuries, we've got to be concerned about that, and I don't blame the international coaches. They've got to be selfish, because a World Cup comes in, once every 4 years, and. As City, like the type of players that we are, giving out to these international coaches, I don't actually blame them, man. But I think they gotta be selfish. It's gonna be very competitive.
And it's a World Cup thing, and most of the players wouldn't. Do you know who I feel sorry for, Martin? Because you say this, Martin. I'll go to Don't Smoke after. Martin, I feel sorry for one individual, Martin. When is he going to rest, Alvarez? When is Alvarez going to rest? Because every time during the summer when we were buying him, the kid was all over our TVs, all over our timeline. when is Julian
Well,
Alvarez going to rest? When?
I mean, you mentioned the Liverpool game. I don't know what's going to happen in that game because, I mean, that game's what, 2 days after the World Cup final?
Yeah.
And Pep's already said he's going to give them, anyone who gets far is going to get a week or 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
Now, you think about that. All of our players are generally first teamers in
And
their
Liverpool
countries.
majority are at home, isn't the bigger guys like
So,
Thiago, Firmino,
exactly. And then you sit there and you go, right, well, generally, they're all going to get probably to the quarters. All of our players generally will get to the quarters. So they're coming home, what, start of December, maybe a bit after. Then you're going to need a week, 10 days out on holiday. Then they're going to come back and train. None of these are going to be ready for Liverpool. None of them. I mean, it's going to be so intriguing, that Liverpool game, but it just shows you how stupid this World Cup being where it is. It's just, it's utterly pathetic. The only thing,
also the Carabao Cup is also more silly. They know exactly what's happening,
Yeah.
and you know what, we're gonna put a game right after.
It's stupid, and the only thing that worries me is KDB. And do you know what? It's not for much the Belgian thing, and it comes back to the central midfield chat we had earlier. Do you know what everyone has forgotten? Everyone. This guy's nearly 32. He's not a 28-year-old spring chicken. KDB's 32 in June.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, we're all talking about Gundogan out the door at 32, 33. Bernardo may want to go, we don't know yet. Hopefully he decides, or his girlfriend, his wife, decides she wants to live in Manchester for a change.
Yeah.
And you've got De Bruyne at the exact same age as them. So this is what I mean about this midfield. We're all talking about one midfielder. We might need two. We might need three. We don't know where we're going to be in a 12 months time.
This is the reason why I am not happy with that marketing thing. I don't know. People might hate
it's just got it's madness. But what we've got is, if we're not careful, do you know what? We have all laughed at Liverpool's midfield and gone, oh, Klopp has allowed his midfield to age out. Do you know what? If we ain't careful, we're doing the exact same thing. Unless he's planning to put Foden and Grealish into midfield as a long-term successor. I don't know. But this is what I mean. Without us realising it, we're getting an old midfield. We're getting an old midfield and we've not even realised it. So it's going to be very interesting. But this is why I have no interest in this World Cup, because I know the after effects it's going to have on everyone. It's crazy. It's utterly mad.
Regarding the injuries, Patrick, I could see a relapse with probably maybe Walker or Phillips, right? Because they just came from having surgery, right? So, and they had to rush to get like fit in order to be chosen for the squads, and you don't know what compromises they had to do in order to be fit for that. So
yeah, especially Walker, who I'm surprised that even Pep is like, he's an England player after this. You can have
because the thing is, Walker will play every game. It's plus Reece James not going and Trent being a bum. So Walker is most likely to play and Chilwell being injured, meaning that Trippier would most likely be an alternative for Shaw at left back, right? So the only right backs that you have is Walker and Trent. So he will play every game, and it's intense games. It's not like these are warm-ups. No, it's intense games whereby they have to win every game. So he's probably going to be playing 90 minutes every game. And as Martin said, them most likely minimum quarters, right? So you could get a relapse. Same thing with Phillips. We've seen that Southgate prefers the Phillips and Rice pair. All right. So
yeah, so he's gonna play him and he's not gonna bench him. He would rather bench Jude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, and John Stones has injuries issues.
And Stones as well.
Yeah,
and then you have Stones.
And Martin, what's his name? Martin and Dosman and Hamza. That guy Southgate loves Walker, Stones, and he loves Phillips. Basically,
Yes.
he loves those three. We
Yeah.
are lucky that obviously Raheem is not with us anymore, because that was going to be the fourth City player he loves, and he knows that City players are quality, and he wants. Sometimes I've noticed Southgate wants the possession football, passing from the back, so he's going to have City players in there.
So, Patrick, worst case, we could be coming back to a Stones or a Kanji right back as soon as the World Cup ends against Liverpool, and continuing whatever we've been seeing.
If that happens, God help my soul if that happens.
Would it
Because,
not be more likely to be a Stones Diaz partnership on that side?
And I'm talking about the right back. On right back. Because if Walker gets injured again, we back to where we are. Because I don't see Gomez transforming in the during that World Cup phase into a starter at left back, right? So we could be back at the situation which we just left.
Yeah, but I think Pep should not play. Look, I'm against John Stones playing at right back. It does, in my opinion, it doesn't work. Put him in his best position. Keep him as centre back. He has been at the club more than Akanji, longer than Akanji. He's had more success. No, hear me out. He's had more success than Akanji. Yeah. The one thing that really pissed me off, right, was last game against Brentford. Why did you put Akanji there instead of John Stones? Why did you put John Stones at right back? Okay, fair enough. Akanji's doing well, and John Stones is good as well. But John Stones should be having that first priority at centre back. I know he's been injured. I know. Akanji's been good. He's filled in very well. But John Stones is better than Akanji at centre back. We are better off playing Akanji at right back, but I don't want that. I would rather Cancelo at right back and Gomez at left back. Gomez is still young. He's going to make mistakes. But as far as what I've seen with him, okay, defensively he's a bit shaky, but he's played well. He's actually played well. I've been happy with this kid.
He's a hard worker too.
Hamza, to your point, I would prefer losing 2-1 to Brentford, but with a better performance, with proper fullbacks. Even if we lost, but there would be a difference in performance.
Oh, wait. So you're willing to say that? Okay, there's a question here. I don't know if any of you guys want to ask, but you're saying you're willing
I think Martin wanted to go, Patrick. Just let him. I think he wanted
Martin, go ahead. Then you can also answer this.
It was just a quick one. Why is Pep suddenly stopped this Cancelo playing in his natural position job? Why is that never an option anymore? But why is Cancelo actually going to right back no longer an option? He's actually a right back.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? He's a left back. He's not even a left back.
Yeah, thank you, Martin. And why doesn't he play? Yeah, you're right, Martin. Oh, Jesus. You know what? We have been so obsessed with Cancelo at the left. I was thinking, why didn't... Okay, I know Ake wasn't there, but why doesn't Ake become the left back? I know Ake wasn't there because of the baby issues. Congrats to you and your missus.
Play Laporte. Play Laporte left back.
I was going to say the same.
Play Laporte left back and play Diaz.
Yeah.
Or even play Gomez. Play Gomez at left back.
I'm saying if you want a defensive stuff.
Hamza, calm down, mate. Calm down on that one.
No, Hamza. What I was about to say is if you want defensive solidarity.
I hate it, Martin. I hate it when centre backs play at left back. I just hate it.
No, Hamza.
I don't know why.
Right.
I don't like it.
No, Hamza. You know what? It would make better sense playing Laporte as a left back than Stones as a right back.
Yeah, 100%. No, I agree with that.
He's been more stable. Isn't even in big games we played. We was more stable and
the thing is, Laporte can actually progress the ball. So if you had Laporte as a left back, I'd be like, okay, we see where you're going with your thinking. Then because even in yesterday's game, you saw where Laporte was, right? He was up there, right? Almost at left back territory.
Yeah. And Don Smoke, Laporte's best game I've seen him play in a City shirt was at Anfield at left back.
Yeah. Salah couldn't pass him. Salah couldn't do anything. Guys, okay, Martin, I'll let you answer this, and the rest of the guys. Was sending Jesus to Arsenal a big mistake?
No, because City allowed. This is the thing, fans. Some rival fans need to realise we don't make players stay who want to leave. He wanted to leave. He deserved to leave. He couldn't keep sitting on the bench for years. No, it's the right choice for me. I don't look at anyone we sold and think, no, I wish we'd have kept him. I don't look
I
at
don't think there
anybody.
was mistakes. I don't think there was mistakes. Look, at the end of the day, I cried for Sane, but Sane wanted to leave. What else?
We got nearly 50 million for him. I'm not being funny. Nearly 50 million. We'd nearly doubled our money back on him. Come on.
But we could have got more.
And the question be, Patrick, was selling Zinchenko to Arsenal without adequately replacing him a bigger mistake?
Sorry. I'm with that one. That's the only regret I've got is Zinchenko.
Wait, can I ask something? Do you think because Zinchenko is a midfielder and he knows the Pep system, and I know he's playing as left back, would have just kept him as a midfield option? Well, that could have been great, isn't it? Even as a left back option. Even though
do you know what's baffling, Pat? Do you know what's baffling? We've swapped Zinchenko for Gomez, and Zinchenko was 4 years further along than Gomez, where Gomez is now. And that's what I don't understand about it.
Yeah. Now, do you know what pisses me off, Martin? It's as if we built Zinchenko, guys, Hamza, everybody, we've built him into something, right? Now I was watching the games, Liverpool, Arsenal playing with him. So, Martin, what we've done, guys, is as if we've built Zinchenko, as you say, for 4 years. We've fixed him, and guess what he's doing? He's gone to Arsenal. He's playing what we built him to do, and Arteta is so happy he's going to finish tactical.
And do you know the scary thing is? He was crying going out the door.
Yeah.
Crying going out the door.
Literally. Yep.
He wanted to stay.
Yeah.
He wanted to stay, but
see, the club had the verbal agreement with Cucurella. Then as it is,
exactly
as it is when everybody else hears, okay, City are after so and so, you know, and as it was, we're after Cucurella. Let's go and put a bid in. You know, I think if we had hadn't have had any interruption from other clubs, Cucurella may actually be at left back, but he's not. And the worst thing we did is letting Zinchenko go before both clubs or both agents had come.
Yeah, do you know the funny thing, Mel? I think Zinchenko doesn't have so much like ego. Even if we brought in, let's say the Cucurella thing failed, Zinchenko, I just feel like he could have been an option in midfield for games that, like, when we need extra legs to rest. Because as Martin says, this kid has now graduated. But that's what's hurting me, because Martin, when he tucks in into the Arsenal midfield and he's next to Partey, and then Xhaka goes in front, I'm like, oh my God, we literally gave Arteta a finished article. It's as if Pep Zinchenko messed up at City a few times. Then now we have given them a finished article at a good age where he's in his prime. He's at Arsenal. He looks so comfortable as a left back now. Like, even if people are attacking him, he's defending well, drops into midfield, pops out. I was like, oh my God, this hurts. I just saw the game. I was like, this hurts.
And he started off as an attacking mid. Yeah. Crazy, huh?
Like what we've done is, when Zinchenko first came in, obviously he needed development. And what we've done is like Martin said and Patrick said, it's almost like a finished article now. Arsenal are just, doing the leftovers. We've gone and got Gomez in. He's young. Obviously, he's going to... What we did with Zinchenko is the same with Gomez now. Pep's doing it again. That's what he's doing. He's doing it again. What he's done with Zinchenko, he's going to do the same with Gomez. I do, I'm happy with it, but I did want Zinchenko to stay.
I think the issue is the timing, because I can assure you, if Zini was here, Stones is not playing right back. And we saw it last season, right? Whenever Walker would get injured, Zini was there as the left back, right? And we won games, right? So that's the only frustration, the fact that it's like, did you really think this through? Right.
Yeah.
Wait, can I ask something? So basically, right, people say he left crying, which I think he did, and he didn't want to leave.
No, he did.
Do you think he was? I don't want to say it, but do you think it was sort of like they told him that there's somebody come in and you
can't assure you minutes. We can't assure you minutes. Hence, I think having him, Hamdi said that there was a verbal agreement with Cucurella, right? That's what screwed everything up, and it getting leaked to the media allowed other parties to come in, because then now Brighton is like, oh, we can actually get more money for this guy, and for them it's a business decision, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can
you can
blame
be
them. Yeah.
angry at them as much as you want. It was what it is. I think
Okay, cool.
our issue was us not securing the deal first and then letting Zini go.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let me just answer this question. So Samir says, Patrick, what's your opinion on Enzo Fernandez? Is he City Madrid? Enzo Fernandez is phenomenal, man. And we said it when we were in the summer, saying if we do a double of Enzo and Alvarez, we'll rob Liverpool. Look at him at Benfica. Do you know why Benfica is performing? Watch Enzo Fernandez. He's actually controlling the midfield. He's just too good. And even the Nunes guy who went to Wolves. I think going to Wolves was a mistake. He should have gone to a bigger team. I think those two
Yeah.
ballers were on fire, man. That team where Alvarez came in, there was a lot of ballers. Even the defenders were so good on the ball. It's amazing. Martin, do you want to wrap up the thing? Guys, thank you for watching. And Martin is just going to wrap it up with a minute, then we're going to close the show. Guys, we appreciate the support. There's a lot of you watching the show. And even last week, there was a lot of you watching the show. It's a panel discussion. As I said, everybody is welcome. You don't have to be special to come on this panel. You just come in. Big up to my man CJ. It was his first time being here. I actually forgot CJ was here, to be honest. he left. I actually forgot. He was so quiet. But guys, the bigger the panel, the better. Martin, the mic is yours, and we can close up.
Yeah, no, just any City fan who's hit the panic button over yesterday, just relax. There's 72 points to play for. We always said this season was in two halves. We've just done part one. We'll come back, we'll do part two. But Manchester City have been further back before, and we've always come to the best come February. So just relax. There's no need for the pep out. No
You
need
hear
for
that,
this
Patrick?
player out.
Relax, yeah? You're one of
Let's
them.
just calm it all down.
Look at this guy trying to start an agenda.
Hey, listen, Manchester City, don't listen. Even if we don't win the title, don't worry. Let's not hit the pan. Let's not do Liverpool over the road because they've gone to 8th.
Yeah, and don't
and
Riyad Mahrez,
flip-flop.
leave the man alone. He took us to the UCL. Leave the man alone. Leave the Riyad Mahrez
But
alone.
No
show
comment. I don't know
Patrick.
what you're talking about, Patrick.
Show Patrick a lot of love. Subscribe to his channel. Hit Vata's channel. Hamza does great spaces. Adam does magnificent spaces. Don Smoke, show everyone in here an amazing amount of love because they give up their time for you. They give up their time and effort for you. Trust me. They deserve all the love.
And don't forget to go to Mancunian Way. That's Martin's channel. Go subscribe there. Very good channel. Very educative. If you want to learn the club's history, it's a good place. That's where I go to learn the club's history. And Martin is always welcomes anybody. It doesn't matter if you're an international fan or anywhere. That's why I appreciate about Martin. He welcomes everybody. It's a platform for everybody. So, guys, on that note, I'd like to thank Hamza, Martin, Mel. Mel, thank you for coming. Mel, you're always welcome. CJ, thank you. All of you guys are always welcome. Every Sunday, as I promised, we'll never miss. We'll always have a discussion. If guys, you have got any other discussions you want, guys, in the comments, if you watch this later, let me know. So, as always, as I told you people, I'm going to be closing this the same way you close BBC News.
And that's it. Nice work.